Okay, welcome to Steve Hansen's video number 1. This video concerns hacking in the WordPress blogger world. I'm a WordPress blogger, like about 12% of the internet is. And these WordPress sites have been victimized throughout the world by this thing called pharma hackers, which are hackers that basically insert links into your blog, that is, posts that have been made in your blog. They will surreptitiously put little links in there for things like Viagra and Cialis and Levitra and all these stupid pharmaceutical products which they sell through the hapless users of WordPress throughout the world. And I was one of those hapless users. And I was infected for months and months and months. I had no way to stop them. I could not figure out how to make them go away until I finally found the magic bullet. And now I intend to share my knowledge with the world as to how to put these pharma hackers to bed permanently in your WordPress blogger world. So pay attention as I show you a hands-on demonstration of how you can get rid of these pharma hackers and how I did. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we work in our cPanel, which is the interface to your website through your host, and it has a screen that looks like this. I've put in my username and my password ready to log in, which I'm going to do next, and so I poke the login. This is all ordinary stuff, and you get this kind of a screen. It says, do you need help? No thanks, I'm fine. Okay, the very first thing we're going to be doing in our demonstration today is we're going to click on this change password key. The secret to the success that I've had has to do with the password to the MySQL database user. But changing that password is somewhat complicated and non-trivial, and that's why I'm doing this demo to show you how to do this exactly so you don't mess up your site, and so you can finally benefit from having no pharma hackers in your WordPress. So what we're going to do is click on the password generator, and you notice it generates a machine-generated, very strong password. And you can keep generating new ones until you find one you like. Whatever you do, you got to find one that you can write down on paper easily. So it shouldn't have things like colons and stuff in it because it's hard to translate it in a paper and pencil. So I keep making new ones so I find one I'm happy with. And rather than go through that exercise, I've already done that ahead of time. And so what I've done is I found a new password that I'm going to be using for my database user in my demonstration. Okay, so I wrote it on a piece of paper. And so I'm going to put that aside for the moment. I'm going to say, yes, I've copied it to a piece of paper. I use it, da-da-da. It's not really using it. All I did is make one, put it on a piece of paper. So now we're back on our home screen. And the very next thing we're going to be doing is going to our legacy file manager, because that one always works, whereas the regular file manager doesn't always work for my site. So I use the legacy file manager. Okay, so it starts with a home directory. I say go, and it should be lighting up here shortly. It's got some of the files in my home directory, including other subdirectories, and the subdirectory we're particularly interested in is the public HTML. I'm going to click on that one. And now we're going to be looking for a particular file in our public HTML directory called wp-config.php. And we just keep scrolling down till we find that file. And here it is here. The very first thing we're going to do to this file, and this is a sort of an unrelated fix to everything else I've talked about and talking about, we have to change the permissions of this file. Now I've already done that on mine. Generally this file it defaults to 644. It should be at 640. So take this and make sure this says permission 640. Like that, and you can then, there's a save command here somewhere if I can find it. I don't know, maybe it doesn't have a save command. Anyway, that permission needs to be 640. Just trust me on that. This buries your WordPress config so it cannot be seen by the world, and so they cannot extract any information from it, including things like your MySQL password. Database user password. So that needs to be set at 640. And so I'm going to go find that file again, scroll down to it. Sorry for the I'm being a little clunky here. Anyway, that password should be at 640. So that's important information number one. That's one half of the fix that I taught myself. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is go inside the wordperfect.config file. So you click it and open it. We're now going to actually edit this file. I'll move myself to the side here, and we're going to edit that file and see what's inside of it. Click on the edit control, and it lights up over here. This shows you the text inside of the wp-config file, and what we're going to do next is scroll down to the thing called our MySQL database password. Now, this password, first of all, it's very important that you know what password is there currently. That is extremely important information. We cannot lose this. It is very important that you write down that password on a piece of paper, and we're going to call that the old password. This old password is, as shown on the screen, it's 2 lowercase f, uppercase a, numeral 1, lowercase t, lowercase z, $, uppercase e, uppercase a, caret symbol, another $, lowercase q, 12-character strong password. That's the password that was in there. Okay, but we're going to change that password to our new password that we just generated. And so what I'm going to do next is actually go in there and change that password to our new password, which is percent symbol 9, capital Z, capital J, capital E, numeral 9, capital L, capital X, lowercase r, lowercase v. And then clean out the old information that was already there, and that's going to be our new MySQL database user password. Okay, so we can now save the changes. We've changed the password for MySQL user database, and we're going to save the changes right now. Okay, it all looks good so far. It says keep the current encoding. Yes, proceed. And yes, it says success. We have saved the new password. Well, that's the good news, but there's some total bad news right now, which is if you go back to your website, which I'm going to do because I had it bookmarked in Google, and you click your website, you will note that when you do that, oh, it says error establishing a database connection. Your site is cooked. It's toast. It's down. It's done. We have killed the site by making that password change in the wp-config.php file. But all is not lost, so what we're going to do is go back to where we were, back to our cPanel, and we can close that one out and go back to our home screen. So close that one out again, find the cPanel again, which is here, and we're going to go back to the home screen of our cPanel, if we can figure out how to do it. I think you have to just exit it again one more time. Okay, now it should be here. Okay, we are now in our home screen of our cPanel. We have changed the password in our wp-config file, but we have to also change the password in the database itself. And so what we're going to do next is click on the database block that says MySQL databases. We're going to click on that block right here and wait for our server host to find that block. Sometimes it takes a little while. There, it came up good this time. Now you'll scroll down this database block in your cPanel and notice that down here there's actually 4 users shown here, and the one of interest is this one called WRDP1. That is the actual main database for WordPress in my particular blog. I have a second WordPress blog here, which is not of any concern. A couple more databases, one's for a calendar, one's for an I don't know what it is, but we don't care about those. The one we care about is the one that contains the data for the actual posts in your blog, and that's this one. So we're going to click on that, and we open it. And what we're going to do next, we're going to change that password so it must match the same password that's in our wp-config.php file. And so the first thing it wants us to know is, okay, you're going to change the password. What's your old password? Otherwise, you're bogus. You don't belong here. So that's why we needed to save the old password information. So what we're going to do now is type this old password into that block. And I will do so now. That's 2, lowercase f, uppercase a, numeral 1, lowercase t, lowercase z, dollar symbol somewhere, uppercase E, uppercase A, caret symbol, another dollar sign, and a lowercase q. That's the old password. Now we got to put the new password in. And the new password is the one we already designed from our very first step, which is this one here. And I'm now going to type that into the new password field. And that goes like this. It's %. Let's see if I can figure this out. %9, uppercase C, uppercase J, uppercase E, 9, uppercase L, uppercase X, lowercase r, lowercase v. And it's happy. It says it's a strong password, but we got to type it again because it wants us to make sure that we didn't make a typo. So we have a % symbol, a 9, a Z, a J, an E, a 9, and a 9, and an L, and an L, and an X, and a lowercase r, and a lowercase v. And now we can say change the password, and we did that, and it did say we changed it. It's happy. So now the question is, what is our website doing? Let's go check it and test it again. We go back to our Google and we have it bookmarked. And I'm going to click on our website, and if I did, and it came back up, yes, we are done. We have successfully changed our MySQL database user password, and we have also hardened our wp-config file. And these two things were enough to make my site completely stop being hacked. Whether this is a coincidence, I don't know, but I'm very certain that I have inoculated my website, my WordPress site, against further hacking. I don't think they can get through this now. This video will challenge some hackers to see if they can still break into me. I don't think they can. Anyway, I defy them to try. Okay, anyway, good luck, and thank you very much for listening. Have a great day.